In this lesson, we'll take a moment and prepare the sample schema that we'll be working with throughout this course. I mentioned in the introductory lesson that we're going to be using the HR schema, which comes installed with Oracle. However, sometimes when you install Oracle, this account is locked or is expired, meaning that you probably have to unlock it or change the password or do both. So we are going to check our system to be sure that we have this sample schema working and accessible for use in this course. To perform this task, you have to be logged in as an administrator to your database. So you must be logged in as the sys with the sysdba privileges, or as system, or some other user who's been assigned a DBA role in your database. So here I have my command prompt open and I'm just going to log in here as system. So SQL plus system / the password that I have for system. Please, in your production environment, never put your passwords the way I have here for security reasons, because you don't want passers-by to see your password. They could do really malicious things to your database if they get hold of your password. But because this is a demo, I'm just going to put that up to screen. So SQL plus system Oracle. That's going to connect me as the system user. So if I take show user, it says my user is system. And the first thing I want you to do is check to see if the HR account is locked or unlocked. So I want to see the status. In the data dictionary, there's a table called DBA_users. And that table gives you information about the different users or schemas in that database. If I describe this table, describe DBA_users, you see what columns make up that table. So there's a column that says username, and there's a column that says account status. So we are interested in this account status and in the username fields. So if I say select username, account status from DBA_users, it's actually going to give me a list of all the users in my database and the status, whether the accounts are open or locked. And if you look at the list, we have the HR schema here, which is locked at the moment. So you could have an open status, a locked status, expired and locked. When it says expired and locked, it means the password is expired and you would need to change the person's password as well as unlock that account. So in this case, the HR schema is just locked. So the password is still valid, but it's just locked. However, I'm going to use a procedure to unlock this that also changes the password, just in case you're interested and you have an expired and locked status for HR schema. So here, I'm just going to select the HR user alone. Select username, account status from DBA_users, where username equals HR. That gives me the status for just the HR user. So if you didn't want to display everything, this is how you're going to filter and display just the HR account. Now let's write the statement that unlocks this account as well as changes its password. So it is author user HR identified by Oracle, in my case, account unlock. What this says is author the user HR, that's plain, identified by Oracle. Oracle here is the password. So whatever password you want to assign to the HR user is a password that should appear here. In my case, I'm choosing Oracle as my password, and then account unlock, meaning that we want to unlock that account. So if you take enter, it says user authored. If you run our previous statement, select from DBA_users, where the username is HR. Now it says account open, and we can now connect to the Oracle database using the HR account and the password that we chose when we unlock the account. So here I'm just going to say connect HR/Oracle. If I take enter, I'm connected as HR. And if I show user, it says HR. I'll just clear my screen. The next thing I want to do here is display all the tables that make up the HR schema. So if I just take select all from tab, select star from tab and enter, I see a list of all the tables that make up the HR schema. Now we have a table here that has a funny name. Well, that's just a table that was deleted. It was dropped, but it's still in the recycle bin. So we might as well purge that, but I'll leave it there for the moment. So don't worry about this table with the freaky name. These are the tables we are interested in that make up the HR schema, and you can describe each of these tables to see exactly what columns make up that table. Because it's generally a good idea to know exactly what tables make up a schema and how those tables relate to each other, let me pop up this ERD for the HR schema and you'll see exactly how the tables relate to each other. So there's an employees table, which is the heart of this schema, and the employee has a job and could belong to one or more departments. A department could have one or more employees. A department belongs to a location, country and region. Now, in this course, we are going to be focusing especially on the employees table. So most of the queries, if not all of the queries that we'll be writing, will be coming from the employees table. Of course, if you want, you can always join these tables to retrieve whatever information you want to get out of it. That is the power of relational databases. Here we also see that the employees table has a self join, denoted by this relationship. This is coming from the fact that you have an employee ID, but you also have a column that says manager ID. The manager ID is the ID of an existing employee because all managers are also employees. One person could be an employee, but the manager of another employee. So there's a self join here, which we'll definitely be using in one of our queries in a future lesson. But basically, this is the relationship that you find in the HR schema, and we'll be working with this schema for the rest of this course. The purpose of this lesson is just so that you're sure you have this schema in your database and it is currently open so that you can query tables out of it and get information that you want. If you're at this point, then you're ready to follow along. Also mind you that all the scripts that we're writing for this course are included for downloads. So if you get lost somewhere, feel free to go back and refer to the script to see exactly where you need to catch up.